Nangangati na naman ang itlog ko. 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 Yow! Yow! What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dashing, and this is the finals of the CDL. I am one of the coaches of Team Kati, Itlog, and this week we take on Team PTG. Now, this is very rare when it comes to Draft League. You actually have the two best teams in the finals. Normally, you would get finals where, you know, one of the number one team in the regular season would fall somewhere in playoffs, maybe quarters or semis, you know, something like that. It could be due to a bad matchup or due to hacks, I guess. In this case, I think this was the two best teams in for this season at least. Our team, Team Kati, actually was third place in the regular season, which we were very close to second. We were insanely close. We were like tied in, I believe, team wins, and then we kind of fell to differential. It was kind of weird because normally what we do in TPL, we go team wins, individual wins, and then differential. If we did it that way, we would definitely be second place because we had more wins than TGM, I think. I believe we had more wins. I remember looking at it and I was kind of weirded out why the ranking system went straight to differential, not counting the wins. So they're basically saying it doesn't matter if you win 2-0 or 3-0, which I believe that definitely matters. But anyway, this is gonna be like the true finals of the league, the two best teams. Since it's the finals, I might as well share some backstory. PTG is definitely the best example of a team that strives in this format. To give you an idea, we had 8 weeks of the regular season, and PTG had 7 weeks where they went 2-1. So they went undefeated for the regular season, but those 7 games were, you know, 2-1s. They could, if one player lost, they would have lost the game. So it's a good example of when one of your teammate falls, the other two can pick up the pace, or, you know, pick up the load, I guess. Something like that. So yeah, looking at the team preview, I'm gonna be battling Kasem, which is kind of ironic because in the power rankings I made, I had me and Kasem tied in first place for like the best teams in the league. So this is like battle of the best in a way. We have Haseen versus Andy, and then Alan versus Bam. I think Bam is like their best player. If not, he is the one who's performing the best within the team. Bam had like only 2 losses this season, so it's very close to my record, which is just 1 loss. So it's gonna be a tough matchup. Actually, I think it's a tough matchup for everyone. Definitely us. I'm not sure if this was tougher than the semis game we had. The semis game was like borderline unwinnable if they brought the correct sets. This was a little more winnable, but it's definitely in their favor if they brought the correct ones with the correct sets. So yeah, without further ado, let's check out team preview. So looking at the team preview of the team Kasem brought, he actually had Volk, which I thought was definitely coming. I was kind of I just had like 1 mock battle before playing this game, so I didn't really get to practice. And the team that was brought in the mock was Mewtwo Y, Clef, Reggie Eleki, Kofag. They didn't bring Wag. They brought I forgot what it was. Skuntank. Skuntank does well against Necro, and it also has Defog. They didn't bring Meowstick as well. They brought something else. I don't really remember what it was. So basically, I was expecting. Oh yeah, they brought Volcarona. So I expected definitely Volk, Reggie, Clef, Mewtwo. The two were. I kind of expected Quag, honestly, just because, you know, Quag stops DD Necro. It's like the only thing that stops it. Unless I get chipped. If I'm chipped, then even at +2, I would not outspeed the Reggie Eleki. So I didn't think that a DD set would be good in this matchup. But anyway, that's the team. So this team was actually made by Aster J. Shoutouts to my boy, the homie. Definitely giving me help during these times. I'm so busy with like other stuff, work, as well as Yu-Gi-Oh content for the channel. But yeah, so this was like a team that he built for me, and I just had like one mock battle just to like practice the team, see if I know what I'm doing. So yeah, without further ado, let's check out the matchup. So he goes ahead and leads with Meowstick as I go Coco. I thought Coco was like the best lead here. I was expecting a Reggie lead that would set up Rocks turn 1. And I was okay with that because I could just go for Nature's Madness on it. Having its HP. He goes for Light Screen as I go for U-turn. Very predictable, I guess, or expected, since, you know, you're expecting like a Volt switch. Coco does get Grass Knot, so if I was like a Life Orb set, I could possibly OHKO the Quag if it switched in on like a Volt switch and, you know, Grass Knot it the next turn. I go to Necro, not really sure what he wants to do. I set up Rocks on the Quag switch. He has to bring Quag in. Otherwise, if he sets up a Reflect, I can just go possibly DD there. And nothing really except Quag wants to switch in on that. But knowing that, we just set Rocks here. I think that's the good thing about Necro in this this season. My team, since it's our shared mon, it's the mon everyone sees often. And we always run DD Necro every game. So players already have it in their mind that Necro is gonna be DD. Either DD or, you know, a Rock Polish weakness policy set. So we're able to get up Rocks. We bring in Cloyster here on the Toxic. Good read. Going Toxic, predicting the switch. I actually switched out because I didn't fear the EQ. What I feared was Scald. Because if he got like a Scald burn, then Necro would not be able to take out Mewtwo once it switches in. Because this is our most reliable Mewtwo check, obviously, if you look at our team. We lose to Mewtwo hard. We lose to Reggie hard once Golurk goes down. So he gets a Toxic on Cloyster. We are lefties, which is good. He switches out. I'm not sure why. I guess he wanted to set up Registeel for something. We do go for a spike there, so we get a lot of momentum. We're burning the light screen turns, as well as getting 2 hazards on the field. So he goes Reggie here. I think my best play, 100% go Golurk. This covers a lot of things. Our Golurk is banded, and what that means is most likely all of their mons have items. They all get pounded by Poltergeist. Particularly Registeel after hazards, if it's defensive, if it's like max defensive, it falls to it's a roll to fall to EQ. But as you can see here, since it's Rock Polish, it's a speedy Registeel, which means it definitely falls to EQ. I did get why he would have tried to go for something like that. Basically, the reasoning for that is if I wasn't a If I wasn't banded, he would live. He would get like 2 ice punches off. I'd be at like 33%. And that would mean, you know, we could be chipped down by hazards, or if the Regieleki came in and went for like ancient power, we could get chipped down by that. But it doesn't work out for him. He brings in Meowstic here. I do not want to take an energy ball. I know this mon gets energy ball. So I 100% go to Necro here to block the energy ball. But he goes for Trick, and Trick's ring target. Oh my god. That was a clutch switch, because as you know, if he did get the ring target on Golurk, Reggie just has a field day versus my team. Also, he was wondering why Coco didn't have terrain, and obviously because Reggie just wins, if that's the case. He goes for Yon as I go for Ironhead. So this is actually a set up Meowstic. The concept of the Mon is to just go for Yan, force me to attack it while a Mon goes to sleep, and he gets like free setup on Mewtwo. We do have pivoting Mons, so we can play around that. I just pivot to Coco here, and we can U-turn the next turn. He goes for a Reflect and a Light Screen. I go for Madness here. The reason I go for Madness is if he wanted to switch in the Mewtwo at that turn, I would have gotten 50% and then U-turn into Necro. If he went for Nasty Plot, even through Reflect, Ironhead would OHKO. And we're able to burn like an additional turn. He goes for Yon here as I go for a Taunt. That's fine, we're able to burn more turns. He finally goes to Mewtwo here. But as you know, we already revealed we have U-turn. So we can just U-turn back to Necro. Reflect with only 1 turn left. He actually switches out, which is actually a good play because I had T-Wave there. So Mewtwo switching out probably says that it doesn't have sub. So I was kind of concerned about sub NP2 attacks, which is definitely all he needs to take out our team. But yeah, knowing Quag is here, we can just go back to Cloyster, and we get an extra layer of hazards here, 100%. Mewtwo comes in, I don't really give a shit. We can get hazards, a layer of Spike. We can just switch out to Necro again. And look at the Mewtwo, it's already chipped so much. He goes for a Shadow Ball here. He actually gets a Spidef drop, which was very concerning on my part. But I thought, we could live another one, even a high roll one. But if we got crit, that would have been a problem. But in any case, he goes for another Shadow Ball. We live and we get the Ironhead off. Mewtwo is down, and all of a sudden, the tough matchup becomes very winnable. Golurk looks extremely good at this point. I was also concerned about Clef being like a Spidef Clef with Life Orb, because that could really, you know, put in work with my Mons if, you know, some of them get really chipped. So Quag comes in. Cloyster is a free switch into this as he goes for Recover. I don't really care. The good thing about him not having Bulk and Skuntank means he has no removal aside from Reggie, and Reggie gets blocked by Golurk anyway. I'm always going Golurk on Reggie. So this means hazards are here to stay, and we can definitely force switches with our team. He goes for Earthquake. I just spam Ice Beam here, knowing I can get it within a range of HP where it's gonna fall to like a Poltergeist. I wasn't really sure what to do at this point, if I wanted to go Golurk or Shaman, but I decided to pull the trigger on Shaman, knowing that the Clef is probably unaware, just in case I ran like a Shell Smash Cloyster with a special variant of that, probably. So Clef comes in, takes a huge chunk from the hazards. We go for Seed Flare. We get the defense speed F drop. Doesn't really matter, I guess, because it's already our first Seed Flare did 37, the next one did 32. So even if we got a low roll there, it wouldn't have mattered. Regic finally comes in, and as you can see from the remaining ones in his team, he's gonna be taken out here by the Gauler. Meowstick gets sacked. Quag comes in. We just go for EQ. It's definitely within range. Reggie comes in. It's gonna fall to EQ, and that's gonna be GG. It's dashing. Holy shit. How the fuck are we winning all these tough matchups? Oh my god. Shoutouts to Aster for the set. I think if anything, the sets he gives me really takes me out of my comfort zone. You know, I'm one of those typical draft players that's hyper offense, right? I just want mons that, you know, set up DD, SD, you know, QD, set up and sweep. But the sets he gives me don't really have those. So it forces me to play a different play style, if that's the case. So yeah, I got really motivated after this win. I was like, holy shit, maybe we can win this league. We just need Hassan or Alan to take off the win. So yeah, we go to our next game. So this is gonna be Alan versus Bam. I think Alan has a decent shot. It's definitely in Bam's favor as well. I think all the matches in... Well, I haven't seen Hassan's matchup, but when I was helping Alan for this matchup, it did really look rough. Not as rough as mine. His was a bit more winnable than mine, in my opinion. But yeah, let's check out the game and see how that went. So Lee Dracovic on the Urshifu, switches out to Klefki on the U-turn. So very interesting. I guess this is a Scarf Urshifu, because he was okay taking on the Dracovic there. So he goes for a U-turn, gets chipped with the helmet. Moltres comes in, switches to Mewtwo. I kinda thought he would go for a... I guess Scorching Sand is fine. I kinda preferred going for maybe Willow or Mystical Fire would be good, but I guess, you know, Scorching Sands, that's decent damage. And if he switched back the Dracovic, I don't think you'd switch Dracovic in if that's the case, because, you know, Moltres, right? Once it gets burned, it's kinda useless. Mewtwo comes in, Mega Evolves, goes for a Side Strike, that's 50%. He goes for a Willow. Now that's where I don't agree. I think once Mewtwo is here, you always Mystical Fire. I'm not sure if he didn't have Mystical Fire, but definitely you should have Mystical Fire. Because, you know, once you get Mystical Fire on Mewtwo Y, you can then just, you know, if it's not Nasty Plot, then you can get like a free roost, and you can like win that if he's just like set up you, or, you know, set up 3 attacks, something like that. But yeah, you don't really get much mileage from Willow, as you can see. Poltergeist comes in, goes for a Side Strike, goes for a Smash. I think at this point you kinda want to go for the Giga Drain, but he goes for Shadow Ball, not wanting to risk it. I think it was worth risking, because I think if anything it would fall to the Giga Drain. But yeah, it is what it is. He went for Shadow Ball. What's this? Surf comes in, goes for Reflect on the Ice Punch. So this is actually a cool set we came up with. Screens with Leech Seed. So we're able to chip down some of the mons, especially the mons without recovery. He goes for HP Ice from what it looks like, predicting the Garchomp switch. Switches back to Klefki on a Cosmic Power. It gets paralyzed, unfortunate. But yeah. It was gonna happen anyway. You get 2 Cosmics there. Can't move. If he got an Iron Head, that would have put Mewtwo in, I don't know, within range of Burn plus Sandstorm, I believe. Goes for Flamethrower, it just bounces off. Goes for an Iron Head. Yep. If he didn't get paralyzed there, Necro would have been at full. But it is what it is, right? It's paralysis. It's gonna happen anyway. He goes for Earthquake here, as he goes for Toxic. I do not agree with that play. Your play was definitely just to attack with Iron Head or go for Recover. Never Toxic. Misplay by Alan. So he goes to Drill here on a Cosmic. Cosmic was fine, I guess. And he kinda has to just keep spamming Iron Head here. Does 30 damage or 30%. Well, I think kinda hard to say. I'm not sure if it lives. If Garchomp could survive. I guess Garchomp could survive plus 2 EQ, maybe, if it's like defensive. But yeah, I think he had to commit at this point once it got like 2 SDs. Yep, got paralyzed. So it's gonna fall. Bring Surf. I wouldn't have done that. I would have just let it fall. Because now your Surf is gonna die. He didn't even need to Poison Jab. That was unnecessary. He could have just spammed EQ all day long. I don't even get that. He was still under Sand. So even if it's Scarf, maybe he did not EV the drill for... He did not EV the drill for Scarf Shifu. Goes for Drain Punch. Switches to main, looking to recover some HP. Probably gonna just try to recover here. Dracovish comes in. And because you already sapped your Surf, you don't have any switch-ins to Vicious Ren. So that's gonna just sweep the game, I believe. Okay, so yeah, it's a Scarf Chomp. Yep. He can just spam like electric moves since, you know, you're already locked to EQ at that point. So yeah, Alan is gonna lose this one. And it's gonna be all up to the GOAT, Hasim. Dude. Oh my god. Yeah, he loses to Bam. It was a tough matchup, and yeah, I can't really say if there was a lot of things we could have done here. Setting hazards would have helped, definitely. Switching out to Surf. Switching out to Surf once Drill came in, setting up the Reflect would have helped. Maybe going Brick Break over Toxic would probably help, but you kinda want Toxic, otherwise you're walled by the Pika Vault, which we did know was coming, but yeah. Very unfortunate. So yeah. Oops, sorry about that. So we are forced to decide to, or go to the deciding game. It's gonna be Hasim versus Andy. Oh my god. And if you look at the team preview, Hasim brings like his standard team. This is probably double DD Dragons. Actually triple DD, or maybe quadruple, you know, Mew and Necro DM. 4 DDs with setup. Who's this? Yancy. He brought like the Ice team here with Hippo designed to check the Necro for sure. So an Ice team with Indeedee, Psychic Terrain, Expanding Force Mewtwo. That's what it looks like. Leads Dragonite on the Indeedee. Switches to Diancie. I don't know why. and then switches back to Necro. See, Diancie just took like, what, 75% for nothing? I don't know why he did that. Maybe he just misclicked. So yeah, Necro can take this. I think if he had knockoff, he knocks off here, removing the possible lefties of Hippo. He brings out Pyuku and he switches to Fini to activate Terrain as he goes back to Dragonite. Now because of that, the multi-scale is broken. I guess it doesn't really matter because Dragonite's gonna fall to like 2 Moonblasts anyway. Goes for double wing beat at +3, and it bounces off Fini. This Mon, super bulky. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like max defense. Mew goes for DD, goes for a taunt. He has Power Whip. Okay, alright. It's not the generic Psychic Fangs. Alright, Power Whip. Okay, that kind of gets me hard, right? Gets me hard. Goes Whirlwind. On the switches to Pyuku, Necro again. Goes to Pyuku, gets Whirlwind. Diancie comes out. You can just Mega Evolve here and fire a Moonblast. None of the Mons really want to take a Moonblast. I wasn't really sure why he didn't just go for Recover or like slack off on the Hippo. He kept spamming Whirlwind. So misplaced by Andy there. Do not agree with those plays. So yeah, the Vanilluxe falls to the Diancie, probably because that's the item that prolongs hail. I would assume. Goes Vicious Rend on the Pyuku. Goes Freeze Dry. So yeah, no sub, and no Toxic. You're not beating Pyuku with that. So misprep on their part. Like, come on, it's Hassan. He's bringing Pyuku every week. Like, that's the main weakness. You can't be in the finals and not prep for this. Like, seriously. Mewtwo comes in on the Pyuku. Mega Evolves, goes for Agility. Alright. Goes for Mirror Coat. And revealing Mirror Coat, the Mewtwo decides to switch out. Like, you're not gonna live a Size Strike or something. So yeah, goes for Mirror Coat again on the Indeedee. Does he go for an attack? Yep, Expanding Force. Diancie falls. I don't know why he just switched out. I thought that was the point. He wanted to like trade Pyuko for something. Necro comes in on the Arc. This is actually a good positioning because Indeedee is probably Scarf or Specs. Probably Scarf because it did too little to Necro. I mean, it quad resist, so maybe it was Specs. Now that I think about it. But yeah. Or Scarf rather. But yeah, he goes DD here on the Arc without Hail support anymore. Or it's like the last turn of Hail. And Arc cannot take on Necro, which means he just needs to go double DD and this game is over. He goes for Rend. Doesn't do much because Necro already outsped. So this is probably a fast Necro too. Indeedee comes in. Goes Sunstrike. Yep, that's gonna fall. And then one more Sunstrike on the Mewtwo Y. And that's gonna be GG. It's Kati. Oh my god, we won. We won CDL. Holy shit. Damn. Hassan coming through at the end. Like, damn. The dude only won, to give you some perspective, the dude only won 4 games this season. That's 9 weeks plus 3 for the playoffs. So, he had the record of 4-8. Like, how the fuck is a champion? Does a champion have a record of 4-8? I mean, me and Alan definitely put in work to like bring him to finals. But yeah, he did seal the deal here for us, and you could definitely say without him, we wouldn't have gotten the title. So yeah, amazing finals there. If anything, I was just relieved the season was over. Like I said, I was kind of burnt out with the season. I've lost a lot of interest with this league, and it's kind of, you know, there aside from the relief, it kind of feels good to win a season, especially with how we played this season. 12 weeks. 12 weeks. We went. What did we go? We went like. Oh no. So it's like 8 plus. It's 8 plus 3. So 11 weeks total. So we actually went 10-1. We lost 1 week in the regular season, then we won all our playoff games. So yeah, shout outs to the teammates Haseen and Alan. Who knows, maybe we'll team up again in a future league, maybe not. Because yeah, I am looking to take a break from Mons. My next, like I said, my next league is gonna be either a Cap League or Gen 9. So yeah, there's gonna be maybe no Mon content till then. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed and like the content, like, comment, subscribe if you want to support your boy even more. Links to Patreon down in the description. See you guys on the next one. Cheers.